everyone, welcome back to another interview, and this time I'm bringing you guys the coach of Furia, Carlao. Thank you so much for joining me here.
Nice to meet you. Like the honor is mine to be here. So we talk about everything.
Yeah, I'm excited to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, it's been a long time since we've seen you and your team as well. The off season feels like it's really, really long since Champions. Is there a reason that you guys didn't participate in any kind of off season tournaments, even some of the more friendly ones?
We prefer to practice a lot. Like we have mwzera joining us, so we prefer to practice. We have some invites on some tournaments, but we prefer to practice. I mean, that's much important to we go to the lock-in, like to know each other better, to be better as a team. So it was our choice to practice until we show up in lock-in.
How much time have you had as a full roster with scrimming and practicing?
Like a month, last year, but the meta changes, so most of the things that we did last year doesn't come to this year. Like it's more like synergy and rhythm, and this year like is about 3 weeks.
Okay, I mean that's a good amount of time. You still have a little bit of time left as well before the lock-in tournament. Now you mentioned mwzera. He's a great player. I think it's very obvious why a team would choose to pick him up. But I wanted to ask you about your vision for him. How did you see him fit into the team you already built?
I mean, mwzera is such a great player. Like he showed every year that he's one of the best players in Brazil. So my choice to choose him is like he's also a flex player. Like he can play initiator and then he can play duelist. So it's good for all meta that comes with a game. So we have that versatility. His communication is Portuguese, so it helps us a lot to understand each other in the game. And because his potential as a player is so big that we choose him like to explore his potential too.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Like you said, his agent pool as well. But has that affected the rest of the players in your team? Has there been any role changes? Is everybody kind of because I've seen some other teams having major role changes with new players. Have you guys found that issue?
Everybody here is so much flex. Like Khalil, Kisike, Mazin, they also play in different roles in the entire years. It's something that I like in my teams. I like everybody to be versatile because Valorant is that kind of thing. Like every year is a new meta. Every time we have to change some things. So everybody can play 2, 3 roles here. So it was not that kind of difficult because everybody is like uh, available to do that. So it was fine.
Now, I got to ask about the event that's coming up. It is in Brazil. It is going to be in your home country. You guys are based in Brazil right now. You have Brazilian players. How does it feel to know that such a big event is taking place in Brazil?
It was an honor. I mean, like when we played Last Chance here in Brazil was so amazing event. Like the crowd, everything that based on the event, so was so magnificent. Like I mean, every player has to participate or live this experience here in Brazil because the crowd is amazing. Everybody that cheers here was the best moment of my life. Like it was amazing. So I'm very excited because Brazil is different. Like everybody that lives here know that here is different in all the aspects. So I'm kind of anxious about it.
Why do you think it is so popular? Like, why are they so passionate and popular about Valorant as well?
It's a good question. I mean, like I don't know about that kind of passion, but I feel that when we play the Last Chance. So I mean, like the game, the players who play the game, every environment that Riot creates about this game here in Brazil is makes everybody love it.
You mentioned you're a little bit anxious. Is it because the pressure, obviously, because the Brazilian fans are going to expect you guys to do well?
Not that kind of pressure. I mean, like I'm anxious because it's the first international event here in Brazil. So I'm anxious like to play that tournament.
I mean, now you already know who you're going to be playing against first. T1. They've played some matches already in the off season with their roster as well. You know, very very recently they played in a tournament. Did you manage to watch any of the Ludwig Tarek tournament? And what did you think of T1?
Yeah, I saw all the matches on the Tarek tournament. It's the beginning, so I don't know if it's 100% like they are playing if they are playing the tournament. So I watch everybody. I like Tier 1 play how they play. I watched them last year, so I like a lot Sire player. For me, he's an excellent player. So I think it's a good team. I think it's going to be a tough match, and I think they are come with a lot of new things that they show in Tarek.
How big of a challenge do you think this actually will be for your team? Because if we talk about experience, international experience in Valorant, I think you guys might have more because obviously you've been to champions a couple of times now. So do you see T1 as a big challenge?
I see it as a good challenge. I think it's going to be a great battle because it's going to be the first time that we play with this team in the tournament. So it's going to be a new experience for all about it. We change just one person, but one person means a lot when we go to some kind of experience like that. So as it's going to be our first time, I think it's going to be a great match because they are experienced too. We have more experience because we go to the two champions, but we have a new player, so that kind of experience is good, but you have to get more than that with this new team. So I think it's gonna be a great match.
I think with the format getting released, I don't know what are your views on the format, but it feels like a lot of the teams are either unhappy with it or maybe their approach might be different. What is your approach here? Are you going into this tournament kind of showing all of your strats, testing as many maps as possible, or do you have a different kind of vision on how you want this tournament to go?
It's tough about it because it's like just one MD3. So as I want to try and practice all our map pool, it's just one MD3. So I don't know if I can build that all maps that we can play all the maps. But my intention to go to this tournament is like we get experience as a team. Like for me, is the most important one. To we get the experience as a team to go to the league and do a good league. So try as much as map as possible. Play like we are playing practice. So we know each other better and better and better. So we can go to the league like a better team. Then we go to the lock-in. Obviously, we want to win the lock-in, but it's so much better for us to get experience as a team and be better as a team when you go to the league.
So you mentioned in the map pool there. How is your map pool right now? What do you think about a split coming back and also the new map Lotus as well?
We are playing all the maps, so our map pool is all the maps. Split coming back, I like it. Like we has the changes, but the changes was not that kind of so much massive changes. Going to be a little changes. So Split is like a map that was split like 4 or 5 months ago, so that's okay for us. We like to play Split. We play Split a lot on Last Chance when we were able to play it, so we like it. Uh, Lotus is a new map. We are trying some stuffs on the map, like uh, is so much open the map, so the composition, the agents. So we are testing to make Lotus a good map for us.
Is this a map that you intend to you want to try and play? Because obviously, I don't think we saw you guys play much of Pearl either. So there's a couple of maps I think people aren't super aware of what you might be coming out with.
Yeah, we are now playing Pure, like we play Pure since last year, but we didn't show it. So Pure is a map that comes in our map pool. Split also and Lotus also. So we are playing all the maps. Ascent, Heaven, these maps that for sure we are in a better spot right now because we play Ascent and Heaven since the game come in. But Pure, Split, and Lotus, we are doing fine. Like we are getting better and better and better on the map because we like to play it. So it's a good map for us.
That's very good to hear. Now, if you are able to beat T1, you have an opponent I'm sure you want to potentially get some revenge on your side of the bracket. Of course, I think Fnatic and Sentinels are going to be playing. And if Fnatic win that matchup, then you get to kind of get your revenge from Champions. Are you looking forward to that potentially happening? And what did you learn from the loss against Fnatic last year?
Against Fnatic, it was a tough loss. I mean, we have opportunity to win the game in the Heaven one. Was so close, and we make a lot of mistakes, like basic mistakes. So it was kind of rough to accept that loss. I mean, we can win the match against Fnatic, I don't see like revenge because they change their team too. So I think more than a match that I like to play against Fnatic and against Sentinels too, because Sentinels have Saci and Pancada from Brazil too. So it was will be able to be a great match. We also lose against Sentinels on the first champions, and was a tough match too to lose because we made a lot of mistakes and we almost win them too. We have chances to win, so we didn't win on this both team. So I don't have a preference, but it's gonna be played both one.
It's a lot of history there, I feel like. So
Yeah,
whoever you face is going to be an
we're the teams.
exciting, yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
exciting
we're
for the
the teams.
fans. I hope that does happen, actually. And last question before I let you go. Now, a lot of people have been making tier lists, you know, like before every tournament, we have these tier lists of how they think teams are going to do. Obviously, there's 32 teams this time, so it's a bit difficult to kind of put teams into different tiers, especially when we haven't seen those teams play in the off season. But now, you know, knowing how your team is doing with a new player and with scrims, if I asked you to put Furia right now in a tier, so like S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and so on, where would you put your team right now?
I don't like that kind of match tier list. I mean, like everybody who does that tier list, like kind of uh, put us under like underdogs. But I prefer to talk that we are getting better as a team from each day. Like each day we're getting better, better and better and working. So I mean, we're gonna uh, make some people look different for us. I mean, like I saw a lot of tier lists that put us as an underdog. So we are getting better. We are getting better as a team from day on day. So yeah, we gonna come strong.
But
That's all I'm gonna say.
what if I like forced you to just tell me like
Uh,
only your team. You don't have to tier list the
uh,
others.
Today I'm gonna tier list A.
Oh wow, okay, I
Yeah,
like the confidence.
uh,
I mean,
yeah, A.
a lot of people, like you said, have been putting you guys a lot lower. So if you say A, I trust you. I trust you.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
No, it's gonna be an A because we have so much things to work and get better. So it's gonna be an A. A is a good position to every team because we have a lot to do to get to the S plus, like the Tiger Super God list.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of work to do.
I honestly, I don't think any team is S right now. It's tough, right? It's tough to because they haven't played their new rosters. They might look S, but like I don't know. Who knows at this point? But thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah. Thank you
yeah. I
so
think about
much.
that tier list.
Uh-huh.
I think about that tier list because the new meta coming. So new map coming, new teams coming. So to build that S plus team like Loud was next year is gonna take a while from every team in the world.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in Brazil.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.